Alrighty, it is the end of the week. It is Doc from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Let me just check the sound, make sure everything is good. It is Friday, TGIF. Thank goodness it is Friday. Let's see, let's get some sound going here. I'm sure I can get it somewhere. Let's see, maybe I have to plug it in. I guess that's what it is. I have to plug it in. Let's plug it in. Plug that thing in. There we go. So I should be able to hear me. Where am I? Oh, there it is. That's what's doing it. Okay, let's just double check. There we go. Excellent. That's all I wanted to know is I could hear it so it doesn't bleed in from anywhere else. All right. So... Up. There it is. Now it's jumping in everywhere. Okay. All right. So what do we got going on here today? Stock market's feeling the pain. It feels the pain. And it's gone down to the support area of 4,060 on the S&P 500. And it's all been rolling, slowly and steadily out of nowhere over the last 24 to 48 hours. What it really comes down to is the interest rates, and we've been seeing that over on, where is it at? Let's put it up on the screen here. And why is that? That needs to be adjusted, right? Let's do this. This must have to be scrolled. I think something's wrong here on the screen. Oop, I hear it again. There we are. So, oh, there it is. Now we can see it there. Okay. So you can see, I can see, you can see, we all see. Right there. You can see the dollar index. Now, what is that? Oh, I see it is. It's over here. There we go. The dollar index. There we go. And you can see as it has been rising, the key word there is C. It's been rising, and we've been talking about that, about the idea. Normally we are very bearish the dollar and bullish the pairs trades. But we've been feeling that bounce. We've been seeing it individually on different pairs. You can see the same thing right here. There it is on the what is it? The CME contract right there, trading in the one same area, 104 and 39, something like that. And you can see it. We went into that buy. C. There's that key word again. It could be a drinking game. Every time Doc says C, you have a drink. You could there on the screen, that bar is reflecting the buy, and it's been in that buy. It's been holding on, and we went to a sell here. Let's find a red line we'll put there, and then it went right back again into the buy. Let's steal that. Just put it right there like that. It's been in the buy since. So it's been in that buy now for 6 full days. The weekly, you can see there's another drink. You can with the high speed algo, that's the dotted one. Notice it bust across the line there a couple weeks back, and now the slow one is moving, which normally would mean I'm a little concerned it might roll over a little bit. We'll see. There's another C. You can take that C and have a drink. Pretty much what it really comes down to is the charts are being very clear on the idea that the dollar is going up, and when we go over and look at the bond market, let's go over there, and we go look at the 5-year versus the 30-year. Both of them are heading south either way when it comes to price, which means interest rates are going up. That's how that works. When a bond goes down in value, you can see, there's another C. You can drink on that one. We've been in a sell since up in here, and it's been moving down, and this is the 5-year note, and it's now starting to challenge some of the lows of October right there. It's not there yet. It still has to drop down to the next level in the 106s, but we're in the 107s. So when the price of the bond goes down, interest rates rise. And then here's the 30-year, same situation. The fast algo broke down a couple weeks ago, and then the slow finally kicked in, and we've been in a daily sell since literally the top right there. So the pressure has been on, and we know that, and we've been saying don't worry too much because we kind of think that the trend will change, but not right now. So in other words, our math has been warning us over and over and over again that it's going down. Me personally, I am more of a bear on the dollar overall, 6 months, a year, so forth, given days, whatever the math says, I agree with. I follow along. And right now, I don't think we're going to go see like 6% interest rates. I just don't see that happening. What I see is a battle between the Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve fighting with itself, trying to keep the markets firm. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Keep the markets firm, and that's why it supported the. Let's go over to the S&P 500. I was hearing the last couple of days from some old CME people that one in particular that the low. I should have mentioned that to you, Robin. That they were looking for 40.60 on the S&Ps. And that's where we drifted down. I think today's low is like 61 or something like that. Low today is 63.25. So money, and when we go and look at it in a the intraday situation, you see it traded down basically to the 460 area and has tried to bounce. And we'll see if they take it back up to the midline here and maybe play with that bottom there and the 490s again, that type of thing. And then we'll see if they try to roll over. Oh, there's some bodies rolling in. There's George. There's Metho. Yo, guys, gals. Hope everybody's doing fine. Morning to you all. So that's where we're at the moment. The stock market's feeling that pain. The Federal Reserve will just put more money out into the hedge funds and so forth, lend it to them overnight so that they can prop the market up. Natural gas for free next week? Yeah, no, they've kind of bottomed out. Robin and I talked about that since he was talking to an old CBOT trader, and he was playing with the natural gas contract, and he was riding it down on the long side, averaging in hundreds of contracts. Let's put it up on the screen here, and let's see, where's it at? Right there, and that was. Robin was telling me he was talking to them in the 370, 380 area, and I was like, well, we're in that weekly sell until we get into a. And I said, not only that was that horrendously long from the, the $5 and the $6 area. It was at the $6 area. We go into a daily sell and then it pops into a buy one day, but we're in the weekly sell, so you can't take that serious. And it does that little teeny plateau there, and then the next thing you know is, where's that teeny plateau again? Right there. So it does that for a couple of days and then goes back into the sell and glides even further down. And I was saying to Robin, this product has gone from $1.38 a cubic foot up to $10. And if the thing falls down to, $2.50 or something like that, this is when it was trading at 370, 380, flirting with the 390s, the $4 area. I said to him, it could go down to go down to be only up 70% for the last 3 years. That's a big number right there alone, I said. So it would not surprise me if we break the threes and go into the twos. And sure enough, it did. Because I was just thinking of the Fibonacci of it all. So, in other words, you take a 138 a cubic foot, runs to $10 a cubic foot, and that is the most extreme. That's the 72. That's what I was thinking, or is it the 78? I think it's a 0.78. Let me just go find something that has a Fibonacci sequence in it. Let's go over to Mexican peso because we watch that very closely with the sequence, and let's take a look at the sequence in it. And then there's the sequence, and then when we light up the sequence, how do we do that? We go like this. That's it. There we are. So the extreme, that's at 0.76. That's what it is. The 0.76. So I'm saying to myself, well, if we put 0.76 to, the reason, let me regurgitate that concept. This is a good for anybody that likes to trade Fibonacci. W.D. Gann had this extreme. I guess Robin had this really interesting book of W.D. Gann, one of the original books. And he lent it to me when I traded in Chicago, and we looked at it. And there was this one extreme. He talked about it, and so did R.N. Elliott, which back at those days, we didn't know they worked together in their later years. So it was the 0.764, basically they called it a 78-degree angle. And when it broke a 78-degree angle, there was, it was a really extreme action on the downside if it was rallying, and vice versa. So I said, Robin was telling me this guy's been averaging in. He's like up to, X amount of contracts. And I was like, well, when you go from $1.38 to $10, and then you look at the extreme on the back, on the downside. I mean, it's basically dropped from $10 down to, $3.80. So I was thinking that's like 6.2. So maybe we go to the 7.8, and we end up in the twos. So I was saying that to Robin. I says, this thing could see the twos. It could break the threes and be in the twos. And sure enough, here we are. We're sitting at 2.5. But when you look at the $10 point and then go down 78, 0.78, or even in this case, there's 7.64. There's your $2.5. And so that's how I threw that number out at Robin at the time, thinking, don't bet on this thing until we get a turn. Like at least get into a weekly, if nothing else. So now let's go back to the natural gas. Where are you, Mr. Natural Gas? There you are. There's the natural gas. And we'll expand it a little bit, like right there. So here we are. It's 230. I didn't even see that. It's at 233. It's broken the 2.5 area. So we're pretty much now, we're almost, if you Fibonacci to 0.76, you're basically there. It's basically sitting there now. So, and we've been in a weekly sell literally from the $6 area, going into the $7 area. We went to the weekly sell into the 6 and change. And so it's dropped all the way down. And then when you go, now this contract, is a futures contract. So it's not, it reflects only like, I think it reflects $9 or $8.50 or something like that. Where's there? There's $8.50. And that's all it reflects. It doesn't reflect the 10 because it was a futures contract. And so the contango was going on. They didn't have a lot of respect for it, I guess, up there. They were probably thinking, this is not going to last. This is short-term delivery. So now, let's go over to J4X. This is much more raw and better in the sense of it'll show you. We'll see that $10 on the natural gas. Right there. There we go. And when we go into a weekly like so, right there, and then we expand this thing like so, there it is. There's your $10. So that's where that was at. Okay, so what do we got? Nat Gas next week for free? Okay, cool. I'm averaging Nat Gas since 1 month. Wait for us to get near a buy signal, will you? Just wait, please. Wait for that. My dream buying for $1.80 and selling it for $3.60. Yeah, I hear you. Now, do you remember why natural gas has been? I mean, I'm not. I'm talking about over the last couple decades. Remember, there was a fund out of Canada that had made like $8 billion, and what they did is they basically cornered all the back month contangos, forcing markets to be long for a long time. So it got up to like $7.5, $8 a cubic foot, and then that was in 2016. That 17, Mr. Trump opened up all the gas pipelines and so forth, and the price started to drop. And he tried to prop himself up because he was I can't even think of his name. I think he went to jail. And so because he was buying it, he had a couple of different accounts, and he was a fund, and he was buying in other accounts under different names, and he was propping the market up, and then the end result is that it collapsed. He didn't have enough money, and I think he lost pretty much all the $8 billion that he made. So natural gas has been overpriced to a great extent, off and on a lot over the last 2 decades. So you got to be very careful about the idea that it may take a couple years for it to get back to 360. I mean, literally, it would take. Now obviously in Europe you can buy it today and ship it over there and get the arbitrage is what, $26, something like that. So in other words, why hold out for 360 when you can sell it in Europe right now for $27 or $26? It's a joke there, but It's going to be a little tough for it to get into the 360s again in the States here, I think. I'm not sure, how it'll play out, but we'll just watch the math. We've seen our math do that too. We've seen, when we looked at like products like Turkish lira, when it went from basically 1.5 to 20. We've seen products. I've seen it done with Enron and a bunch of other different products over my lifetime. So, I hope that you get your 360. I hope we get into a weekly buy, but it doesn't look very friendly towards it right now. I mean, the best we can say about this is that the fast-moving algorithm is above the minus. Let's make it big again. Right there. The fast-moving algorithm is above the manifold. That's about all you can say. The slow one won't even pierce the manifold. And we're in a sell again after going into a buy for one day. We're in a sell now 3 days again. And now we're talking about what, free natural gas. So yeah, wouldn't it be something to see it go minus? I don't think it will, but that is I doubt it will. Now, crude oil, remember that was a delivery problem, and that's what that was. Remember the delivery problem. 2024. Well, if you're going to hold on to 2024, you might get something out of it. What year are we in now? 23, right? I don't know. Natural gas is, for us in the States, it's relatively cheap. Matter of fact, it was really amazing that it even got to $10 here in the States. Whereas in Europe, I just saw an article about the ESGs no more than like 20 minutes ago about Europe. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see, where is it at? ESGs. I will find it in a few seconds here, and I'm going to put it up on the screen. And it really kind of says it all. That's what the problem is. Okay, here we go. Here it comes. Here it comes. Walking down the street. All right. There it is right there, the ESG. So it says here that the demand for highly paid ESG nannycrats to enforce nonsensical rules is on the rise. This will cause rippling impact of higher inflation everywhere. There is no escape from the ESG. The EU ESG disclosure says that the global trade, if you don't start preparing now, you will be late if and when the legislation kicks in. Trade body head warns Asian suppliers. Now ESG is, let's put what ESG performance is. It's one of those, it makes EBITDA look brilliant. It makes it look like general relativity. Okay. ESG is, let's see, it's a score of, let's see if we can find this thing. ESG, geez, no, they're all trying to sell us something at the same time. I just want, what is an ESG? What does it stand for? Here you go. Environmental, social, and governance. All right? So they want corporations to stop worrying about making money, and they want you to be, the company has to do certain environmental things and social things and governance through it all. So that's, so for Europe, they're gonna have some problems about keeping the crude, the natural gas down in the teens at this point. With this ESG stuff, and the article is saying that they've passed all kinds of legislation in the European Parliament, and it's going to rag on them and drive them all crazy. And so, in other words, your company is not supposed to make money; it's supposed to first worry about the environment. So, in other words, if you think that you want, I don't know, anything part of the global environmental, global cooling, or global warming, or whatever. I'm not even sure what they are anymore. They don't even know what they are. But anyway, I think they call themselves global warming. They're worried about the Earth raising a 0.25 percentage point, or I don't know, something like that over 100 years. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. But let's put it this way: it's not science, thank goodness. It's just a political and a religious thing. ESG is basically some type of religious thing, they say. So they like. You ever see like Pope Leo in the 5th century complaining about Christians that still prayed to the sun in the sky? Things like that. That's a natural thing. Humans kind of get carried away, praying to weather and so forth. So I guess that is what it is now. Anyhow, $3.60. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. We hope so. Hope for you. I have no dog in that fight. As far as I'm concerned, that's I don't mind trading crude, but I don't pay attention to natural gas. What else can we say about the natural gas? I guess that's about it. I think we've gotten our point across. Wait for it to get into a weekly buy before you buy. Didn't I tell you that like at $5? Didn't I say something like that back then? I said to you, wait for us to get into a weekly buy. I could have sworn I said that to you. We haven't been in a weekly buy in a long while, since, was it November? So, be careful. If you're doing it in calls, I guess it doesn't matter. You won't get stopped out, so that's good. All right, from there, I guess we now want to go back to the currencies. Let's do that. And let's take a look at the euro. Euro on our wall. Let's see, where are you? Right there. And right there. I think it went into the sell last night. Yeah, it went into the sell last night right here. And it's having no problem being in a weekly sell right there. We knew that when I told you that once the green line breaks its manifold, the negative manifold or the positive, it's going up, it's over with. It's just like the same thing here. We talked about this in the last 2 days on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It was breaking the manifold. We kept on saying 99.9% chance. I would hope it bounces off of it, but it didn't. It's broken down through it with no problem. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. It's through the manifold. So it's like, ruh-oh, Rorge. It's, they're going to do some correcting in here. How deep it'll be? I answered somebody this morning from the old exchange about one of the exchanges, about that. It's like, we'll see if it's a February top. We've talked about February tops here. I thought we were going to somewhat escape it, but the math was trying to tell me that it wanted to escape it, and then you could see the fast algo came down, broke down, lifted up again. It was a spike up, and now they are really in trouble because someone's walking around saying that they're going to raise interest rates another 0.5%, not 0.25%, and that's getting the markets very nervous. And see, they've been betting for it to end. Oh, let's see. Metho says, I have a lot of cash. Okay, can go to zero. Yeah, you said that to me before when it was at $5. You said the same thing. Till gas for free. Right on. All right, I'll bring my tanks when it goes to zero. I'll load up every tank I have of natural gas. So yeah, I hear you. Hang tough. Don't you wish you could do the arbitrage? Like sell Europe, buy U.S., sell Europe. I mean, if you have some ships. There's Timothy. Hey, Timothy, how you doing? Oh, let's go see what the cable's doing. And we think we've got it resolved on how to get it live for you. We've been working on that. We'll get that resolved. I'm sure Robin told you that, or texted you at least. Let's see. Let's go look at that. Let's see, where is it at? Oh, I got it opening up. That's what it is. Let's go right there. Boom, 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 right there. And there is. What I'll do is I will leave. Let's see. There's the 15-minute, and let's put the three of them together, and we'll get rid of one of them. No, I forget why I'm following AFL, but gone. There we are. And so you can see there, I have the things pretty large. Let me shrink those down a little bit. There we are. That's better. 12. There's 12. Okay, so there's the minute. Which one's this? This is the 15-minute right here. This is the 1 minute right there. Pushed into the sell there. Nothing major going on. It's in a... Oh, I see. Look at that. It's pushed into the buy on that one. So we could grab this green one and move it over like that. So it's in a 15-minute buy there now. Then you, if it goes down to free, you'll have an average of $1.20 a cubic foot. Okay, that's cool. I could see it easily hanging out above the 120 area, so that's a good average, you know. So you got to be able to buy it at 0. All right. Well, my fingers are crossed. I'm hoping so. That's something. That is something. Are you buying 3-year options and things like that? Let's see. What else can we say? So this is the cable. What is this? This is GBP yen? No, it's dollar. GBP dollar. Okay. Yeah. In my head, I thought it was GBP yen for a while. For the last week, I wasn't paying attention. It trades well with the system. It's doing okay. No complaints here. That was a nice little pop. And like I said, Timothy, we're working on getting. Matter of fact, we're thinking about trying to do a lot more with the live stuff on a people can sign into it. Well, that's good. Yeah, you were nibbling. That's smart. I mean, Robin was talking to a real veteran, and traded as long as we had, and he had that attitude also back up in the 4s and the 5s, I guess, or threes and the 4s. It was nibbling away and nibbling away and nibbling away, and it was like, it's got to bottom soon. It's like, I don't know about that. When you come down from 10, when you run up from 1.38 to 10, and it retraces, I mean, 100% retracement would be 1.38. So, at this point, they may bottom in here for a while. I guess that would be the 0.76, right? No, actually, 276 would be 224, I guess, right? So it may get down to the 224 area. What's this? This is that's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's go back to Earl, natural gas Earl. Yeah, and we're at 233, and today's low is 23. No, it's in red. Oh God, I hate when they do that. There it is. Let's see. The low today is no, that's not right. There it is, like that. So today's low is 2.308, and we're looking at 2.24, right? Something like that, from $10 down to that would be a point seven. That's a 0.764 of the Fibonacci. So, a lot of things follow that. All right, from there, where do we go from there? Oh, well, we just saw the euro, so let's get back to the currency. But trust me, traders, we can, look at this stuff over and over again. Believe me. I can say all kinds of crazy stuff about it in the end. There we go. So now from that gas, we'll go over to the cable. See what the cable's doing this morning. There it is there on J4X. That's the weekly. Let's see what it says on Chicago Quant. Window. No, not there. And I'll give you another flash there. There's your 15-minute, Timothy, right there. We'll show you 15 minutes every time we jump somewhere. And then right there is the cable. Cable's been in sell for a few days, and it's none of this. The pairs trades, as far as I'm concerned, especially the majors, they don't look that bad. They just are reflecting weakness because interest rates are rising, and currencies are really governed by interest rates. And nowadays it's more like the central banks, but interest rates and central banks have the major influence on currencies. So that would say to me that, maybe they drop down a little bit more, nothing major. As far as I'm concerned, I think the overall big trend, for the next couple of years is for the dollar to come down. All right. Then from there, see, Metho says at 3.35. Let's see, I started very small. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not bad. I think I've heard of people starting off in the fives. They were like, oh, 50% down. Let's try to start buying in this. That's what happens when you do Fibonacci without a second type of technical analysis. Because it can get pretty hairy, Ends up, you get handcuffed. Remember, we used to talk about that, how not to get handcuffed into a position. So, here's the Swiss. A little surprising also. Swiss was acting very interestingly, and now you can see, obviously the weekly right there has busted through the manifold, and so we know it's going to go into that buy. We've known it for a couple of days now, and on the weekly buy side. And so then you can see here, the daily's been riding, firmly on the upside also. But I'm not like really paranoid. Like we're going to go see some major numbers. I mean, look how much it's come down from, those 101 areas or 100 areas. So it's allowed to bounce. It's a dead cat bounce. It's fine. You got to take some profits, so forth and so on. Rates are changing. All the classics, all the basics. Let's take a look at it over here on J4X. Right there. And there's the weekly showing that strength. Green line above the dash, a couple of bars, the whole gig. It's definitely telling you firmness on the upside. And then we go to the daily. Oh, what was this? So Metho says, I look at the chart in long-term mode first. Yeah, oh yeah, totally. And then I know the normal price. Like, yeah, it's like, in a sense, like when you're trading volatility itself in options, what you're doing is you look at the historical average of volatility. Then you look at the intrinsic, or not the intrinsic, the implied volatility on the short term. Yeah, exactly. It's a combination of all that. So let's do this. I saw Timothy. I haven't even read what Timothy said, but let's just throw it up there. There we are. Metho says, then I know the normal price. Right. And then Metho said, 5 is expensive. Yeah, I hear you. Especially when you found out, and when you know the history of the product, where it was propped up, and it was a Canadian fund, a Canadian hedge fund that was doing that, and so he was propping the natural gas up into the 7s and 8s by buying the back months, and forcing spreaders to basically get long on the delivery side of it. Man, cable is flying without me. Where is it at now? There it is. It's went into the buy there too on that little cute little bounce, and we've been in for 30 some odd minutes. What time is it? Oh, so it's 34 minutes we've been in the buy. Yeah, it's popped from what 1940 to almost 1949. There it is, 49s now, and it's got up to, what did it do? Get up to 50? 95. 1952 or something like that. 1952. So there you go. That was a cute little pop. Like I said, we're working on getting you live. We'll get it. I got an idea now. It won't be expensive. Let's see. From there, we drift over to, where do we go from here? Oh, yen. Let's see what the yen's up to. Yen. Right there. There's the yen. There we are. And you can see here it's broken the manifold. The fast is moving up to, well, the fast has been in a buy since back here. It never fell back down. And the daily's been in a buy there. Again, the Swiss and the yen have had that wild symbiotic relationship where they both move together. So, I mean, that's what there's the yen, and then here is the Swiss. They have that tendency to, let's tighten it up. Yeah, same thing, that curve up going on. And then over here, Let's put it up on, where is it at? The yen's right there. Let's go. Every time we change a picture, we show Timothy what's going on there. There it is again, Timothy. Look at the daily. The daily. The 1 minute is breaking down here. Let's see if it closes there. What's it got? 2 seconds, 1 second, new bar. And it's trying to bounce up. Probably going to challenge this low here of 119.43. Yeah, something like that. All right, now let's get back to our regularly recorded program. Let's see. Let's get back to there. And so that's that. So the yen, and then the weekly too. Same situation with the weekly. It's it's putting that pressure on it on the upside. Let's see, where's it at there? There it is. Yeah, that pressure is there. All right, now expecting 1950 to sell off before taking buy side at 119.58. Okay, let's take a look at that. And we're thinking that it'll go play with this here. We got another second. Here it comes. Still breaking down. I think it'll go challenge somewhere's in here. What is that? The 119.43 area, 44 area. What's it gotten down to? It's gotten down to 1945.7. So probably a little bit more work to do. All right, now from there we jump over. I guess the overall trend is up because of the 15 minute. I guess that's how you would look at it. And so if this bottoms, it doesn't go down and challenge that, and this gets back into a buy, then you're going to get your strength to the 58 area. All right, now we go over to the Turkish lira. Let's see what the Turkish lira is up to. All right, there. And that went into a sell yesterday, and it's in the weekly sell with no problem. So we're going to see the Turkish lira gain against the euro, I guess, at this point for a little bit longer, especially with it going into a weekly sell. I think this is like, it's been a while. We're talking about, it's been in that weekly buy since back in October. So this is the first attempt, really. The fast went in there 2 weeks ago, right here. Now the slow is joined in. So this could be like 3/4 of the way through the correction. That wouldn't be a surprise to me at all. All right. From there, we kind of pay attention to the two currencies that play with commodities. And we're going to go like that for you. And the daily is trying, the 1 minute is trying to get into a buy there. That's interesting. Let's see. Let's take a look at Canadian first. Canada. Same thing as like the yen, just moving up. It's just like an interest rate thing going on. This is a little more concerning. You got the fast and the slow joining together. That says a lot more. Maybe they're going to go challenge like 36s again. Maybe even 37. I don't know. It'll be in here somewhere, mid 36s. Let's take a look at crude oil. There's that view. It's in 30 seconds. It will be closing into a 1 minute buy. And then maybe the horse race begins. Let's just check out crude oil. Not natural gas, crude oil. And you can see it's breaking down. That's why Canadian is moving up. There it is with 11 seconds to go. It's going to close in the buy. And now we're at 52, or 1952, almost 53. There we are. Bingo, bango, bongo. Let's see what they do with that. So, let's see where we at. Then we zip over to crude oil. That's it. Crude oil. You can see that downwardly action. We slipped into the sell yesterday, and we're going into the weekly at the same time. So that pressure is on there. Now we drift over to the South African rand and the gold contract right there. Gold doing the same thing, heading down. That means interest rates are obviously rising. Also, the holidays are starting to pass, so there's not much of a freak out there. Oh, there we are now at 119.54, racing towards Timothy's 58. And then we go to, let's see, we go to South African Rand. Right there. And that politics is really hanging tough also at the same time. You can see we are way over the political explosion at this point. So it's really working against the currency very harshly. Also at the same time, we see gold and platinum and silver still finding ways to go down, not up. Okay. Let's put that up over here. Let's put silver up there. We can drift around. Let's do that. It's Friday. So there's silver up on J4X. That's sliding down. And the South African Rand is doing exactly what it should do. Go flying up. All right. Now, from there, there's for Timothy again. And we are at 1956 and a half. Battling all the way up to that 58. Go, mama, go. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. And they march and march and march. So now, let's see, we go to, let's see, where am I headed now? Oh, South African Rand, we saw that. Oh, let's look at the Mexican peso. We'll finish it off with the Mexican peso. And there is the peso. And the Rand is pretty much unchanged, though. Look at that. So maybe it's not going to do much more movement in gold today. We'll see what they do. What am I looking for? Oh, yes. Mexican peso. Right there. And it's sitting there on the extreme of 1.612. It's like hanging on that extreme. It is, and only way I can interpret this is every time something positive happens for the United States, for fiscal responsibility and so forth, this currency finds a way to go, gain against the dollar, which means it's going down, less pesos to the dollar. So we're hanging out down at the low end of the range, means something's good starting to happen in the United States. On the economic / political side of it all, because it seems to react to both of those very well. It picked up the elections perfectly, and it's amazing. It does a good job. All right, so we're done those currencies, and we are still watching this. It's gotten to, let's see, what's the high there on the 1 minute? The 1 minute was 119.56.6. And so we're looking for Timothy's 119.58. So we have, let's see, was that 56? Yeah, 56. So we just needed like a little bit more, 17 ticks or something like that. There's 14 ticks. This thing's starting to break down now. That's the problem. But the 15 minute is holding up pretty firm in here. So maybe in the next 15 minutes, it's going to go challenge that number. Or maybe, in other words, this goes into a sell and then hangs out like this for a little bit. And then in other words, there's a little digestion. Someone's got to take some profits, That's the way it usually works. All right. From there, we're going to go over to, there's the gold. Let's take a look at silver. We have silver up on the screen there, too, on a daily, on J4X. And there it is right there. That pressure's on. 15 days now on a daily sell. 15 days. When it was all plateauing up in here, we go into a daily sell and a weekly sell. And it's been bon voyage, baby. It's been heading south. Let's see. They can still sell off before taking the 5. I agree. Oh, yeah, a little teeny sell-off. Yes, definitely. Right there. There we go. This pushed in, but it didn't get into the sell yet because it had the green above. And now maybe that was it. That might have been the sell-off right there. That could have been it. And then they'll try to touch the top of this Bollinger line. And it'll probably come up and try to kiss my manifold at the same time. There we go. There we go. There she blows, the great white whale. There it is. Timothy, you got your 58. Da, 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 da. Am I allowed to cheer for a trade? We used to say on the trading floor, no cheering for trades. No praying to God and no cheering. There it is. Yeah, that was the little teeny correction like that. It just because it wouldn't even get into the cell. The little green line held up. So there you go. You got your 119.58. Da 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 da. No way. What? No way. That's not 58. Oh, yeah. It got up to 60, right? What's no way? Am I reading it wrong? Aren't I reading the chart right? Yeah, you said you wanted 119.580. Yeah, we got to 60. So it was a blast off. They kicked the afterburners in. You know, you ever sail with a sailboat and you put the jib up? The jib grabs the boat and throws it forward. It's nothing better than putting up the big jib at the right moment, with the gust of wind coming. All of a sudden that boat doubles in speed. It's like, yeah. They left without retracing back. Well, the math did. It went down, did that. That's why I was saying that. Bouncing up like that was giving it a scream. Looks like obviously it's going to go even higher. And that 15 minute doesn't want to let go. And so you're not shorting it right now, are you? I wouldn't short it with the 15 minute in the buy. We just got done 2 minutes ago confirming another areas. It's trading at 119.60 now. Oh, you never got into the trade? That's all right. Next time. As long as you follow the same disciplines over and over again, you'll do fine. You will do fine. All right, now, where do we go from here? I'm going to close this because I don't think we need it. Now, let's go over to, we just have Timothy's up there. That's the only currency we're watching now. And then, let's see, what do we got going on here? Let's go over to copper. That's it. We just saw silver. We saw gold. Let's see what copper's doing. There is copper. Went into the buy yesterday, backing off a little bit here. Something's wrong here. What the hell's wrong with that? That doesn't look right. Let me go double check this. I hate when it does that. I think let's see if we can change. Something's wrong here. The price is wrong right there. Let's see what the 15th then. Let me go to the 15th. Come here, mouse. Get over here. And not there, right there. There we are. Let's see what the 15th 2 days ago says. And we'll get that straightened out. Futures. Copper. And let's put copper up on the screen here too at the same time. Copper right there. And we'll take a look, Timothy. While we're hunting for the copper, let's put your chart up there again. Like that. There you go. And let me see. This is the March contract in copper. So, there we go. There. Yeah, see, that's wrong. Let's fix that. Alright, so there's copper. The high is out of whack totally. The open is out of whack totally. I think the close is out of whack also. Let's see. There we are. There we are. There we are. Come on, open sesame. Oh, okay, let's do that again. There. And copper, high grade. HG, where are you? I'm a little confused. Why isn't high grade copper right here? There's natural gas. There's heating on us. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. High grade. There we are. Edit. Load. 15th. We're going to fix this, and then we'll see what that copper is looking like. Matter of fact, it seems to be missing the 16th also. What's going on there? So we're missing. Let me go back to the chart there for a second. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. Let's do this. Let's change this. Let's close that. Let's double click on this. Let's go like that. There, there. And now let's see if it straightens out. There's the 17th, there's the 16th, there's the 15th, 14th, and the 13th. Okay, good. Now, let's fix that. I don't pick up that line when I'm on my webinars. I'll pick up the phone for Robin, but I'm not picking up the line for anybody else. All right, now the 15th is. Oh, here. Let's put Timothy's up there while I'm fixing this. Bump, 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 bump. Okay, so that's okay. There it is. So let's fix that. Interesting. Come on, mouse. Where are you? There we are. So the 15th is. There we go. All right. And then let's fix that. There we go. And the settlement was, that's wrong also. Everything was wrong on that. It's amazing. There we are. And let's just double check yesterday. Just to double check it. Make sure it's happy. So then yesterday, is that right? That is wrong too. Okay. There we go. And then, let's see, that's right. And then let's fix that. The low is wrong even. Is the low really? Yeah, how about that? Okay. There we go. Oh, no, we just wiped it totally out. All right. And then the settlement was lower than it should be. Boy, sometimes it amazes me how the commodities get so upside down. You got to like stare at them all the time. Okay, now. Oh, there you go, Timothy. They got the 1 minute broke down. And let's see what else we can say about any of these. I guess nothing more. And look at that big tail on the algorithm. All right, now let's go over to copper again. And we'll go like this, this, and we will change just the, what are we changing? The time frame. And when I change the time frame, it'll straighten it out, like so. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay, there we are. And now it is flirting with a daily sell again, and we got a volatility thing going on, green and red right there. And it's almost kissing the manifold. More than likely we will close on a weekly sell here, and we'll see what kind of pressure comes from all that. Okay, now back to the chat line. Straighten that out. The retrace for buys at 1930.50 happened the exact minute the 20 EMA crossed. I'm expecting them to retrace right after, but it seems the orders were filled at that exact moment. Yeah, it did. You can see the way they spiked it. You see it right there on the 1 minute when it tried to correct, and then it just spiked it. It was like a nice run. But next time, that's the way it rolls. Keep up the discipline, and you will collect the money. You will make the money. Discipline is everything in trading. From there, we go over. Oh, there's the stock market. And the stock market's dead. Look at that, hanging on, sitting on the big support that the funds are watching. Now, brown cow. Let's go over to platinum. Oh, palladium. Some people were asking about palladium here too. So there's palladium. Palladium's hanging out, not doing nothing at this point. It's done all the selling. I mean, this sell came down from 16 down to 14. So over a 5-day period, that's a lot. And it's been in that weekly sell since the 15 and a half, or 17, almost 17. Definitely the high there is 16.98 that day. But we were in a weekly sell. So you wouldn't want to take that. And you went into a buy and went into the sell at 16.51. and now it's then it did another bounce here, and then went into a sell again at 16.17, and that's when it gave you a $200 drop there. So there's the metals. Metals are fascinating in that aspect. You have interest rates really governing them on some aspect. You see the contango we talk about all the time now with the fact that the gold contract in April of now is trading at, let's put it up on J4X, because you'll be able to see that. Where is that at? Right, let me see. No, right there. Let's do it on both of them. No, let's do it here first. There it is. No, not there. Right there on J4X. Thank you. Right there. No, that's what is that? That's something else. Right there. There we go. So it's trading at 1826. All right. And the April contract in 2024 is trading at 1920s. Let me see where it's exactly at. We can put it up on the screen here. We'll put it on here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's like, wow. It's just a delivery problem. That's all that is. That's what we're looking at, a delivery problem. They can't deliver the gold, and so they've got to take the front months and crush them. There's no other way of, thinking about it. There's no logic besides that. And here it is, and we're going to put it in front of you. And there it is. You can see there is April trading at 1837 as we speak, down $14. And then you go to the April of 24, a year later, and it's trading at 1953. It is $116 higher, and it's plus for the day by $6. So all this in 23 is being influenced by the interest rates. And then look at that crazy one with the August. That's joining in again. So that's these back months. Look at that back months. There's every year they add another $100 to it. You don't see that in silver. Here's silver right there. There is March of 23, it's 21.41. March of 24, it's 22.88. So it's $1.40 higher. Then you go to basically there's July. There's the 25th. It's 23.07 in 2025, and 26. It is now. It's 24.17. So, it's just $1 compared to the way gold is moving. All right. Let's see if we have any news out today, because battling President Biden's border crisis. Okay. What time is it? We've got about 1 minute. If there's, I'm not sure if there's news today, like economic news, but we'll keep an eye on that. Timothy. Let's show Timothy's work again, or the product he's following. There we are. Went into that sell there, but didn't really go down, did it? Now it's trying to get back into the buy on the 1 minute. All right, so we have about a minute and a half, and then if there's any economic news on the half hour, we'll see it in a few minutes here. Yesterday and the day before were the big news. I don't think there is anything today. What's today's date? The 17th, right? So we've seen like PPI and unemployment and all that stuff. So it's kind of been done. Been there, done that. But we'll keep an eye out on that over the next minute, and then we're going to get out of here. We got to figure out what to label this one. Yesterday we talked about the triangles, flags and things like that. And so I guess the next, we have to have, what did we talk about today? We talked about Fibonacci. So why don't we discuss the Fibonacci, like the extremes in Fibonacci? So that's a good one. A good title. We could call it the, what is it? Is it the Gann? the Fibonacci Gann Extreme of 0.764. Or I think it's 78 actually, talked about on that angle. But that's what I think we'll talk about that just because of natural gas that we were looking at the time. Let's see. There it is. I don't see any movement in the stocks. Let's just go to the stocks real quick. I don't see, there's no movement going on. It's dead. And it's past the on the half hour now. So obviously there was no news today. All right, traders, this is Doc. See you all. Remember, it's a 3-day weekend here in the States. Yes, it's President Washington's birthday. So it's a 3-day weekend here in the States. I'll be here Monday because I'm always into the market one way or the other. So we will be looking at whatever is trading. There'll probably be currency pairs we can follow. Maybe they'll be trading gold and oil and so forth in the over-the-counter market, the electronic market, and we'll go from there. And you can see the stock market's trying to do a little pop on the upside here, nothing major. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. See you all on Monday, traders, and have a safe and a smart weekend. Doc saying over and out.